I feel like somebody's watching us.
Maybe there's someone around here who needs our help.
Oh? Yeah! Yeah. Why?
What?
Yeah. Got it. Great. I hate that woman.
She was a handful, wasn't she?
What's wrong with being passionate? Not to mention, she was kind of cute.
Of course that's why you like her. Well... Yeah. I don't think I'll ever... Never quite warm up to her. But I can respect her passion for books.
I need something to eat.
Whew! I don't sense any more enemies.
Looks like we get to sleep with a roof over our heads.
Okay, off we go.
Mahag Sar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there. I shall ensure you survive this.
Burn in hell!
Radiant blood here!
And you take it through again!
Searing flame! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
A comfortable win. What's this thing?
Hoo! Hoo hoo hoo! Hoo! Hoo hoo hoo! Hoo hoo hoo! Hoo! Hoo hoo hoo!
Hoo! Maybe something's going on in the forest.
No backing down! Blew away! The everlasting dark. Negative water! Lunar Rongo! Air pressure! We did it!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Let's talking more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
My fists are crushing it out there! Gotta break through! Megasonic thrust!
Go!
Here I go! I'll take you all off! Hurricane thrust! Can you take it? Lunar Rongo!
Mega Ray!
I'm ready!
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Shine! Radiant light!
It's over!
Regenerate!
Is that a healing art?
Looks like it could be worth something. A fish!
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renan eyes.
Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble.
I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod.
You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done. Everything looks fine with the lure. All right, let's do this.
Hey, what do you think about that spot?
Good idea. I'll go for that one.
I hope we catch something decent.
Indeed. Hungry bellies are counting on this. Ha! Looks like I lost it. Nothing's biting. I've got something. Good fishers always keep their cool. Not my lucky day, I guess. Looks like I lost it. There's a nice breeze here. Reel it in. I'll catch something bigger next time.
Could have been worse. At least you caught something.
Yeah! Is this what I think it is? I did it! But I'm not gonna quit now.
Stars above! That's gotta be a new record!
Looks like I lost it. Hup. Oh! I did it! But I'm not gonna quit now.
Are we going to be able to finish all that?
I've got something. Dagnabbit! It got away.
I hope we catch something decent.
Indeed. Hungry bellies are counting on this. All right. I reeled us in a big one.
That fish put up a fight. Good catch.
All right. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
That went pretty well.
All right. I'll catch something bigger next time.
Looks like a pretty energetic fish.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins.
Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay!
I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Just doing my job. No need to thank me.
I think the animal's back at the ranch. Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey, though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help. Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Dahnans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Dahnan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman. And this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Dahnan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Dahnans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Dahnans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
Right, here goes! Hurricane thrust! Burn in hell!
I'm not so good with airborne targets.
Rising falcon! I'm not done!
Flying freeze! Why can't they just
I'll ensure you survive. Take care of them.
No sooner said than done.
Megasonic thrust!
I'm ready! You're not holding anything back.
I am only beginning.
Seriously?
Me too! Yeah, I'm not even trying!
So that's how it looks like.
I don't perform as well when I'm still.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear you say that.
You're mine! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! There's always room for improvement.
All right.
There's nowhere to run from my heart. When he slows down, that's our chance. Here!
It's like trying to keep up with a wall!
Take this! Negative gate! Resonate with in a bind? You're mine! Flew away! Resonate with the earth! Take this! I'll finish you here and now! In a bind? Mega Sonic Thrust! Begin! Prepare to be seen! Rondo! Rising Phoenix! Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite! No odds of being interrupted! Too fast! Stand back! I'll trip it up! Nothing to require! Eagle, take this! Does it hurt? Elusive deity! Can't get out of this! You're mine! Mega Sonic Thrust! Elusive deity! Now we're Lunar Rondo! Tornado Drive! Rising Phoenix! Elusive deity! Lunar Rondo! Take this! Hurricane Thrust! Rising Thrust! Hold nothing back! Here I come! Another incantation ruined! Here! Eagle Dynamite! On your... Raining Slash! Flew away! Here does it!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Dahnan relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Dahnan history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course. There's history in the air here. I can smell it.
I don't smell anything.
Don't encourage him.
I need to be stronger.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so... Well, lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Let's see what you've got.
Ready to go! I can carve through armor! You're mine! Can't get out of this! You're finished! I'm on it! Here I go! Take it! We got flyers!
I've got this! Let him march!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And the puppet to me! Do it! Eagle Assault!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
I'll heal you all!
First strike! Watch it! Negative here I come!
I never miss!
Did you just heal me?
Yes, I need you, remember?
You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
I won't forgive you!
Anything in order!
I shall provide
I'll
assistance.
smash you! I'll finish you here now!
ST airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Take this! Blow away! Take this! Raining strike! Eagle Assault! Shouldn't have messed with me!
Glacial spear!
Ruin.
Stardust! This one's all mine! Eat this! I'll run you through now! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'm on it! I'll face you!
Let the marksman handle this!
Mirage! Do it! Resonate with the earth!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with...
No backing down! Eternal devastation! Start on it! Soaring light spear! Swallow blade!
Tough feel, not in your dreams! Mega red!
Radiant light! Burn of regeneration! Eat this!
I thought you were going to wreck the place.
I owe you one.
The enemy wields
Is that a Rena?
You'll soon see about that!
I'll face you! Blow away!
Mega red!
Lightning thrust! Begin! Eat this! I'm like bait to them!
If it's in the sky, it's mine! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
You made quick work of it!
Want me to pick up your slack then?
Just pointing it out!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Much for sitting this fight out.
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
They got me flanked! Castle! Rising Phoenix! Tornado Drive!
My respect. Here goes! Do it!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Shine! Radiant Light!
Take it!
Regenerate Dance!
In your death, Queen.
And the next meal is on you.
Keep going.
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
My exploits are bearing fruit.
Not today! Can't get out of this! Here I come! Cut! Sword Rain Alpha! I'll face you! Can we take it? Prepare to be seized. Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
I'll heal you all! Leave the enemy's arts to me!
No place here! Now in the groove! Watch it! Bullseye, Shionne! Nice!
Get out of my sight line or you'll get hit!
Right, sorry, thanks! Rising Falcon!
This is...
Eat this! That's awesome! Done on a roll now! With life! Resuscitation! Another incantation ruined! Tempest! Win! I am not beyond fury!
Not in your dreams!
Finish it! Radiant light!
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
I'll heal you all!
Megasonic Thrust! Blow away!
You're helping me to become a pattern.
It's for the good of all of us.
I'm ready! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Looks like it could be worth something. That equipment should come in handy.
More Dahna ruins here too, I see.
What were people even... thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
No choice! Rising Falcon! It's over! Take this! Blow away! Hurricane Thrust! Lunar Rondo! Sword Rain Alpha!
Arch Shield!
You're mine!
Here's evil!
Pierce! You're mine! You're mine! I'm not done! You're mine! I'm surrounded! Rising Falcon! Hurricane Thrust! Lunar Rondo! Hurricane Thrust!
I'm only getting started!
Grenade Slash! Eagle assault!
Skills in top form, art's working like a charm. Ha!
Someone seems rather pleased with herself.
Did you hear all of that?
I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look, across this mountain is the Lord's Keep.
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I don't know about that.
An opponent like this should be easy. Take this! On the way! Raining flash! Ignite! Super swallow here! Talon storm! Begin! Raining flash! Eagle fly! You're mine! I can carve through armor!
excellent technique.
How are your weapons?
Best not to give me any ideas.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
I'm even stronger than before.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'm on it! Come and face me! Crush! Take this! It's gone! I'm not done! Resonate with the Stop!
I'll heal you.
Ignite! I'm on! Begin! You're mine! Raining flash! I'm ready! Here and now! Now I can let loose! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! I still got a ways to go!
Out of our way!
Resonate with you! Power Blade! On your knees! Mega Sonic
Now you see what I can do!
Here!
Will this help?
That frickin' does it! Rolling snap! Okay, here I go! Eternal devastation!
I'm sorry to be a father.
We've all got enough of it.
Yes, ma'am.
Rising Phoenix!
I'll finish you here and now!
Take this! Roll away!
In a bind? Now! In the groove!
Ready!
Blow away!
Where are you going?
Can you take it?
Burn! I'm ready! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Raining slash!
Negative gate!
How much longer will our healing arts last?
Hey, when did I get so popular?
Eternal devastation! Raining thrust! you! You're mine! Blow away! I'm on it! Shionne and Alphen! Resonate with the earth! Hurricane First Strike! Lunar Rondo! Any more of this and I'll burn out!
These fists have got your name on them!
Here I come! Eat this! Mega Sonic Rush!
Take this!
Blow away!
Regenerate! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Resonate with the earth! Burn in hell!
I'm all stuffed up!
Take this!
Annihilation! Mega Ray!
Eternal devastation! I'm ready! Still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein. Something you wanted to say? Haha! Am I on a roller?
What?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Through these lands most verdant green, my eyes alight for sights unseen. In men and... Sia, pure and pristine.
What is it you see exactly?
That's not for me to say.
Dispose of the trash.
Mega Ray!
Where are you going?
Confiscate!
Here I come!
Searing Flame! Reload! Eagle Fly! Lightning!
Do it! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
There!
On your
Go! You're mine!
I'm on it! Win! You're done! Lunar Rondo! Hurricane Thrust! Glitter Dragon! Tear! I'm ready! Swallow Blade!
Nothing gets...
I'm ready for the next battle.
Man, I'm... famished.
What do you say we check back in on the... ranch?
I'm impressed how well balanced this thing is.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear...
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on with Menancia?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Menancia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This despite the fact I am no longer her master either.
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself. When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was less interested in ruling, so much as avoiding life and death decisions. Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death taking place elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep me blind and deaf to reality. I was a fool.
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way. Do you mind watching our camp tonight? Shall we get moving? Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Not today! wish I could throw like you, all.
You wish to learn my secrets, young Alphen?
So that's how a Lord fights.
I don't perform as well when I'm concerned.
You want
I'm going to
Grandmaster
pretend I
Kazar
didn't
for
say
that.
that.
What? So much for sitting this fight out.
That would be it.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Is there anything more magnificent than the musculature of a warrior? Perhaps it is in search of this perfect beauty that I myself am drawn into battle.
What's this?
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
It's over!
Can you stay calm? I shall provide assistance.
Begin! Sword Rena Alpha! This one's all mine! No escape! Resonate with the earth!
You're not holding anything back. I'm only beginning.
Seriously? Me too. Yeah, I'm not even trying.
So that's how a Lord fights.
I don't perform as well when I'm concerned.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear.
We managed to pull through.
Let's dispose of the trash.
They got me flanked! Here! I'll end you! You're mine! Away! Watch it! Bring
Annihilation!
Take this!
Flying freaks! Why can't they just sit still?
Shionne, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Blow away!
Glacial spear. Pierce the evil.
Raining slash!
Freeze lancer. These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Let's talk more
Pierce
pummeling.
the evil. Cut them apart to your heart's content.
See what happened there as you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that.
This one's all mine! Elusive deity! Not today!
I'll tear you up.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Is there anything more magnificent than the musculature of a warrior? Perhaps it is in search of this perfect beauty that I myself am drawn into battle.
No backing down!
I shall ensure you survive this.
Confiscating.
Take this!
Eagle dive. One more. I'm only
It's
getting
over.
started.
Raining slash! There you deity!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Let's talk more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
I'm ready! Show me! In an instant! Impact claw! We work well together.
Like a finely timed hit.
Hurricane thrust!
Freeze lancer.
Lunar Rondo! Resonate with the earth! Dance! I'm ready! Whirlwind crush!
I'm ready for the next battle. Hey, look at that enemy.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Sword Rena Alpha!
Here goes! Here!
Eagle Thrust! Armor won't save you!
Not in your dreams.
Take this! Eat this! Raining
Resonate with the earth! Blow away!
That frickin' does it!
Another incantation ruined.
Can you take it, Dust to dawn?
They've got me in this fight.
An astral point?
That's my cue!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Eat this! Shine! Radiant light! Full regeneration!
This one's mine!
Regenerate! Here I come! It's time!
Okay, here I go.
And you're dead. Then tonight's meal is on you. Keep coming.
Resonate with the earth! I'm just getting started! Here I come! Onward! Blow away! Radiant
Reload!
Eternal devastation!
Do it!
Ready and more! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
My exploits are bearing fruit. We seem to have come across something a little... This one will be difficult to predict.
Megasonic thrust! In a bind?
Leave the enemy's arts to me!
Resonate with the earth! No complaints here! Do it! Totally! In an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Finally time.
That's what I like to hear. Opponent like this should be easy.
I'm surrounded! You're mine! You're mine! I'm not done! Blow away! Radiant flash! Take this! Take this! A debut performance! I'm not done! Not today! Tornado Ride!
This one's mine!
We've turned the tables on her.
There's still more left!
Right, no time to hold back.
Regenerate!
It's in the sky and mine! We're thinning them out!
Please, more like me.
I'll admit I'm impressed. Very slightly.
Radiant flash!
Can you take it?
You're done! Take this! I'm not done!
I'll face you.
Super swallow!
I won't rest until I'm the best I can be.
Still striving to be on par with the Lord?
You simply can't be too strong when battle is a part of your everyday.
No backing down!
Forgive me. This is my fault.
Take you all off! Mega Sonic Thrust! In a bind! Burn! Take it!
I'll bring you back from
Raining
death
Slash!
I'll
face you! Mega Sonic Thrust!
We've turned the tables on.
There are still more left.
Right. No time to...
Soaring Light Sphere!
Here goes!
Rip and tear! Here I come!
I'll never miss.
Crush! I'm ready!
You're mine.
I've still got a ways to go.
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
Eternal devastation!
Not on my watch.
It's on! Blew away! We did it!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Now you see what I can do!
I'm ready! Thanks.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
See you continue on in that way.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Here I come!
Now I'm in the groove!
Blew away!
Do it.
With the earth! Stalagmite!
Arch shield.
On your knees! Take this! I'm on it! Blew away! Air pressure! Raining split!
This could be useful. Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along, but it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does. which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being and forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes. I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Dahnan to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Sar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already. I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
looking for you.
For me? Why?
He's tough.
Who are you? You said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the?
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you? Here I come! You're finished! Here I come! This time!
Radiant light! Full self-regeneration!
It's too much! Who the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal.
Speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
Can't work here!
I couldn't make it in time.
I'll smash you!
From beyond,
Imbue this vanquished soul with light!
another incantation brewing. Forgive me.
Rising Wyvern!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
I'll heal you all.
Resonate with the earth! You're done!
You're mine!
You're helping me to become a pattern.
For the good of all of us.
Is it now?
Stay away from my friends!
Regeneration! Regenerate!
This should do it!
Let us take to the fray!
You require a
Crush!
Glacial spear. Pierce. I'll heal you all.
Here I come! I'm on it!
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die. A wretch like you? Till next time.
Shionne, wake up, please!
Alphen.
Shionne.
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shionne, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides, Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shionne, are you sure you're okay?
Shionne, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine, really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shionne was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Dahna astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Nias, the capital of Mahag Saar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shionne to rest. Hey.
How are you holding up after that last fight? You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
I can't feel pain. But you still can, can't you?
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time. Please, stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that. I just...
be a breeze. Get in, get
Never
out.
been so popular.
I owe you one.
I mean, you're desperate. And tonight's meal is on you.
Keep going.
Glacial Spear. Here's
Flying
Eagle.
freeze. Why can't they just sit still?
Shionne, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Eternal devastation!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Lunar Rondo! I'm on it!
Radiant light.
Rising Falcon!
Smash you!
Burn! I'm on it! Do it! Small! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Looks like it could be worth something.
Get lost.
Lunar Rondo! Hurricane down! You'll pay for that! Take this! I'm not done! Rising Falcon!
I shall ensure you survive this.
You got flyers!
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
All yours! Take this!
Shine!
I'm not done!
Force of regeneration!
Damn!
Regenerate!
Sword Rain Alpha!
What's this?
Swirl Blade! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
On your knees.
First strike! Eternal devastation! Swallow dance!
We won.
Gotta break through!
Glacial Spear. Here's Eagle.
Raining Slash!
Deity.
Blew away!
Lancer.
First strike!
Begin.
Sword Rain Alpha! You picked the wrong fight! Here I come!
Pesky airborne scoundrel.
Sounds like a job for your truly.
No complaints here.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Tornado drive! Eat this! Here I come!
There's more where that came from.
What's that big tower over there?
You guys want to rest here?
You make sure to rest too, Hootle.
Dohalim, your spare bracers were getting dirty, so I polished them up along with the rest of your equipment.
Why, thank you, Kisara. I greatly appreciate that.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but you sure seem to fuss over Dohalim a whole lot, Kisara.
It is a little strange. Almost like you're still in his service.
Really? That's certainly not my intention. Besides, he's not the only one I'm like that with. Hey, Law, I saw your clothes were starting to get holes in them, so I stitched them back up for you.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Kisara.
Point taken. Do you just like looking after people?
I wouldn't go so far as to say I like it, but I get anxious if I don't. I'd always like to help if I can. It comes naturally to me. Back in the day, Miguel and I used to look after the younger kids a lot, so that's probably where it comes from. He taught me everything I know, and I mean everything. How to cook with wild plants, how to sew clothes so they'll last. Without him, we never would have been able to survive.
However, you're not a lord anymore, Dohalim. You need to get used to the idea that people aren't just going to wait on you hand and foot.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm ashamed to admit that I felt no qualms about her doing all that for me. As both a Renan and especially as a lord, one becomes too accustomed to those beneath you tending to your every need, both Renans and Dahnans alike.
Sure, that's how all you Renans are probably raised. But just to be clear, we're not your servants, Dohalim. Got that?
Absolutely. Moments such as this provide me with ample opportunity to confront my unease. It is difficult to tend with my own motivations.
What do you mean?
The truth of the matter is that my espousal of coexistence in Menancia hardly came from an idealistic place. That instinctive unease I feel deep within serves as a reminder for what it is that all of us here fight for.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one's going to abandon you if you aren't always perfect.
Looking at her now, I think she's more like his mom than his servant.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit.
Sorry for rambling on so much about my past earlier.
Don't sweat it. It was fun hearing you reminisce about the good old days.
Come on, you don't have to pretend with me. I know I can tend to go on sometimes, when it comes to my brother.
You said it, not me. Anyway, I don't think it's something for you to be embarrassed about.
Hey, Alphen. When you were a kid, was there ever a time when you had to bury someone younger than you?
Well, it's hard to say. I'm guessing that you have, though.
Yeah. during the previous crown contest with the Lord before Dohalim. Life back then was truly hell. I think that's why I tried to ignore what Miguel was telling me for so long. Because I was afraid of going back to such a dark time, of losing hope. I wanted to believe in our paradise so much that I doubted the one person I should have trusted most. I don't blame Dohalim for that. I simply didn't want to face facts. And I ended up trying to project my ideals onto everyone else.
It's strange. Whenever you and Dohalim talk about Menancia, it's always like it's some big failure. We're talking about fixing 300 years worth of damage here. Isn't it a bit optimistic to think it was all going to be resolved after only 5?
You might be right. Maybe it was a mistake when Menancia... No. When I decided to stop seeing the darkness in our society. I have to admit the truth. To myself, first of all.
I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Rise and shine. We're almost ready to leave.
Choice. Hurricane Thrust!
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Armor won't save you! Finish! Eating pile driver! Here I come!
Eat this!
Always anti-airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for you and truly. That's what... Q.
Shut him down! Flew away!
It was nice to relax.
Not today! You're mine!
This one's mine.
Do it! Totally! In an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed ball.
You're mine!
Elusive can't get out of this!
I'm not done! Flew away!
Elusive
Lightning strike!
We got the advantage.
Good. Just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, cause law's on us. Like we're gonna lose to small fry. It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out. Now you see what I can do.
Not today!
Now I'm in the groove.
We got flyers!
I got this. Let a marksman handle it.
All yours!
Searing flame.
I'll take you all off!
Denied!
Here!
Resonate with the earth!
Do it, Stalagmite!
We did it!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more promo.
Cut them apart for your heart's content.
The heavens must be smiling.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! See that? That training's paying off!
Here! Swallow dance!
I'm ready!
All
Come and
finish you
face
here
me.
and now! Healing
Eternal devastation!
Now I can let loose. So much for sitting this fight out.
That wouldn't be a complaint, I hear.
No, that's flush!
Wish they were all... that easy.
Yeah, I think we might be getting too strong.
Isn't that good?
Play along, would you?
Guess I misread the landing.
Are we in the right place? This place looks like a mess.
Yes, this is Niez, the capital of Mahag Sar.
I don't see any signs of people. And the buildings.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the kind of place people would actually live.
No soldiers, no Dahnans, not a soul to be seen. Yet look at these facades. This is clearly a Renan district.
Hey, check out that drawing on the castle gate. That's the Darkwing's crest. It's from an old Dahnan legend about a hero who defeated an evil king with a torch and their trusty owl. That's his crest. I'm sure of it.
Really? First time I'm hearing it. So if someone drew it on the gate...
It must mean the Renans have lost control of the city.
Are you suggesting the Dahnans rose up and defeated the Lord here? Hard to believe, but not entirely unthinkable, given the evidence.
Let's look around and see if we can find someone. They might be able to tell us what happened. This is horrible.
Is there...
All of these ruins look like they were made pretty recently.
But if that's the case, then where do you think the people that used to live here went off to? There must have been Dahnans and Renans, right?
That's a good question. Even if the Dahnans rebelled and managed to overthrow the Renans here, there should still be some people around.
This debris... Do you think it could be the work of Renan astral arts?
Perhaps, but the appearance of these ruins is rather uniform, which leads me to believe otherwise.
Hey, Rinwell. That story you told us about the Dark Wings, it said that the evil king was vanquished with a holy flame, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Then there might be some truth to that old story after all. It looks like all the rubble here had been scarred by flames.
Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. If we can find someone around here, we might be able to get them to tell us what happened. Dohalim, you forgot to take care of the fire yesterday.
What do you mean, take care of? Ah, yes. You meant to put it out?
Yep. If it stays lit, we could end up in real trouble real fast.
I see. I apologize for not realizing that. I shall be more careful in the future.
The way he's talking, it's like the thought of putting it out himself never even occurred to him.
Moving on, Dohalim, I should mention that the clasp for your cape is about to come undone.
Oh yes, I tried to fix that myself, but it simply refused to cooperate with me.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Are you telling me Renans can't even dress themselves?
Lords like Dohalim have attendants that take care of just about everything they need, so I'm not surprised he sometimes struggles with the basics.
Even by those standards, you've got to admit this is still a little extreme.
Shionne has got a point. I mean, you don't see Renans like her needing so much help to get stuff done.
In my case, circumstances forced me to learn how to be independent. Even so, I still think Dohalim could afford to pick up a few more self-sufficient skills.
Well, specifically speaking, what would you suggest that I learn?
For starters, I think it'd be good for you to learn how to dress. And put on shoes. How to comb your hair is equally important. And learning to manage your possessions better. And then from there...
She sounds like his mom rattling all that off.
Oh, and another thing. About your owl, Rinwell.
What is it?
When he starts to molt, would you be willing to give me his old feathers? I think I could find a use for them.
What do you intend to do with those?
Well, recently, I haven't been sleeping well. However, I hear pillows made from owl feathers are very comfortable and wish to make one.
This is why I hate you, Renans!
Did I say something offensive?
Next time, put your own needs aside for a second and think about how someone might react first. Then consider if it's worth asking at all.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
What are those out in the valley? Windmills? They're huge.
They're most likely used to harvest wind astral energy, so they have to be big.
All of you, stop right there! Don't move!
They have us surrounded.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
You first! Show yourself!
I'm the one asking the questions here. Don't try anything funny. One wrong move, and I guarantee we'll blow you away.
What are you...
My name is Alphen. I came here from Calaglia.
Alphen? The wielder of the blazing sword?
Getting pretty famous, isn't he?
Here is my proof. Will that suffice? Or do I have to burn down one of those houses to make my point?
No need. I believe you. I'm Beifong, of the Darkwings. Sorry for threatening to blow you away. We're still hunting down the remnants of the enemy forces, so everyone's more than a bit on edge right now. Please forgive me.
Remaining? Wait, you mean you already took down the Lord of this realm?
That's right. We took her weapons and turned them right back on her.
Are you the Dahnan leader here in Niez?
Nah, I'm just one of the commanders. Deadeye's the one who runs the show. I'd be happy to take you to him. Just one problem. The Renans. Seems the rumors you were running with them were true. You do understand, right? I mean, we only just liberated the city from their kind. Everyone's short on trust. And for good reason. Especially Deadeye. I think it'd be best if those two waited outside.
Not going to happen.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to split up. It's too dangerous.
Then it's on your head, friend. Our base is that way.
You could have left me behind, you know.
This isn't just about you, Dohalim.
Ah, yes.
I guess even after you beat the Renans, your work's only really just begun, huh?
Yeah. This place seems like it's got a lot of issues to fix. Not this way, I guess.
So you're Alphen, are ya? Thought you'd be bigger. Huh. Guess the armor beefs you up a bit. You've got a lot of people talking, you know. But in this town, I call the shots. You play by my rules here. Just remember that. Gotta say, I didn't expect you to run with a gang of women and kids. Those other lords must have been real pushovers, huh?
Seriously? Are you this rude to everyone you meet?
Don't interrupt me, you brat. Didn't your parents teach you any manners?
What, you?
So you're the one who took down the Lord of this realm, huh? How'd you pull that off?
We just swiped the Renan's explosives. And then we blasted them all to hell and back.
Explosives? That's a pretty bold approach. But how'd you manage to avoid hurting your own people?
I didn't, that's how. But the chance to take out a lord was worth the sacrifice.
And the Lord? What did this sacrifice earn you?
Unfortunately, we couldn't manage to finish her off. But now we've really got the girl on the run.
She ran? A lord?
Yeah, the lady was just a coward. She had a whole lot more bark than bite, that's for sure. She's probably hiding off in a hole somewhere. But not for long. We'll find her and drag her right back into town. Then she'll get what's coming to her.
I wouldn't be so sure. She may run, but she'll never go quietly.
Shut up, Bright Eyes! I would have run you through already if you weren't with the blazing sword here.
The whole reason you're fighting is to free the Dahnans in this realm, is it not? If so,
Shut your
then—
mouth, witch! That's enough! If you're really fighting for us Dahnans, why keep these bastards around? Why haven't you killed them already?
I'm not going to kill these bastards.
Oh. Is that the case, huh? Then tell me the point of this show.
They're my friends.
Friends? Renans are Renans. The scum-sucking bastards who've been draining our souls for 300 years now! But you know that. Maybe it's 'cause you and that little lady are friends and more.
Son of a... You'll pay for that!
That's enough! Deadeye, you know that was completely uncalled for.
All of you, get the hell out of my realm! And don't ever come back! This is Dahnan's realm and it's ours, understand? I call the shots here. And I make the rules. I do, Deadeye, leader of the Dark Wings!
Yeah! Deadeye! Liberator Deadeye! You are the true leader of this realm! We're not afraid of any Bright Eyes!
It's only a matter of time before I throw every last Bright Eye out of this realm!
The Dark Wings! The Dark Wings rule!
Hey, wait up! Told you so, didn't I? You should have left your Renan pals outside.
You don't agree with him, do you? I could tell by the look on your face in there.
That's how things are with him. He loses his temper, then I step in and calm things down.
Better you than me.
If that's all, I think it's past time we were going.
Look, I just wanted to apologize for what Deadeye said in there.
At least somebody's got some manners around here.
He didn't used to be like that. But, well, that's what losing most of your loved ones will do to a man. He may never forgive the Renans.
It's a little ironic how indistinguishable his manner is to that of a lord.
Hey, Bayfon? Deadeye mentioned the Lord is still on the run. Any ideas where she might be?
We looked all over, but found no traces of her. We heard some rumblings about activity in Estaluva Forest, but that's it.
Estaluva, huh?
Wait, you're not going after her, are you? Certainly won't win you any favors with Deadheim.
This isn't Deadheim's war, and we're certainly not fighting it for him. Besides, it's like Shionne said, her type isn't going to go quietly.
Hey, it's your funeral. Don't say I didn't warn you.
We'll be sure to keep you out of it. Before we set out, though, is there anywhere around here we can rest?
Sure. Building at the end of the road, opposite side. It's all yours. We use it as temporary lodging, to house people who don't have a new place to live quite yet.
We're not going to run into any trouble there, are we?
Rumors of a certain fiery sword have spread fast. I doubt anyone will be eager to give you guys problems. And here's where I say my farewell. You're on your own, but good hunting.
Before you go, how come you don't hate the Renans as well?
Oh, believe me, I've got my bone to pick with the Renans. Just not with two of them I've never so much as laid eyes on before.
Let's head on over to that lodge. We'll figure out what our next move is there.
I get the feeling Deadheim signed up to be a rebel, so he could have a roost to rule. Heck, he's no better than a lord. In some ways, he's even worse.
I know. How could he use explosives on his own people?
And yet, despite the toll of his actions, none of the Dahnans we've seen seem to question his assumed authority in the least. If anything, they may well consider him a hero, which would say a great deal toward how deeply they resented the Renans here.
Still, I don't think this is as simple as saying the good guys won out over the bad ones.
Yeah, I don't either. Deadeye might have managed to drive the Renans out of Niez, but that doesn't make the way he did it okay. No matter which way you look at it.
A victory that's earned by throwing away the lives of his own people? No, that isn't a victory at all. I can understand that the Dahnans here are standing up against their oppression, but that doesn't mean they have to humiliate all Renans just to settle the score.
I'm perfectly able to stand up for myself, Alphen. Besides, I'm used to it by...
But you shouldn't have to be, Shionne. It's just... What I mean to say is... When you've been a slave for so long, it's easy to accept that's how it should be because it's all you've ever known. Constantly being belittled is no different. I don't think that's fair. For me or for you.
I just don't know, man.
Don't know what?
Deadeye managed to drive out a real live Renan lord. That's incredible. And he seems to have a lot of supporters surrounding him, too. But he's got an attitude worse than any angry Zoogle. Plus, Niez is in utter ruins. I don't have a clue what his game is.
The Renans are powerful. And because of that, it takes a strong leader to have any hope of toppling them. However, when you take down one dictator only to replace them with another, ultimately it's just business as usual.
If it'd been Zephyr instead of Deadeye, I don't think things would have turned out like this.
Rinwell.
Yeah, I think so too. Zephyr did things differently top to bottom. He's not the kind of person who would have forced his own views or decisions on other people. When you do that, you're ruling over others, not leading them.
To be honest, I don't know what I would have wanted my dad to do if he was in that position.
Law.
The whole thing feels weird in a way. It's a weird kind of feeling, but at the same time, part of me also feels happy. Deadeye and my dad are two very different men. For now, I'm content knowing that.
The city is liberated, and yet the air still hums with fear and anxiety. It reminds me all too well of how Vicente once was.
Hums? You mean like music?
Yeah, none of this sounds like music to my ears. In fact, I've never seen any Dahnans with musical instruments in my life.
You don't need instruments to play music. It can emerge naturally from the sounds of people going about their day and the hustle and bustle of life.
You seem to care a lot about music, Dohalim. I didn't know that about you.
Have I not mentioned it? Before I was a candidate for the lordship, I had my heart set on the life of a musician.
You? A musician?
Indeed, music enriches the world around us. I trained day and night to hone my art. Words could not describe my bliss, as my notes carried with them the sights and sounds of nature, the ebb and flow of time, and the thoughts of people on the wind.
Dohalim.
Forgive me. My loquaciousness can get the best of me at times.
Don't apologize. It's interesting hearing what Renan culture is like.
Even though the Renans destroyed all of our arts and culture.
Personally, I was interested in the music of Dahna as well. The fact that generations of lords deemed music to be of no use to their slaves and outright forbade the ownership of instruments is lamentable. Not that my words can undo the damage already done.
I hear a voice. Somebody's asking for help.
Hopefully it's nothing that'll be too hard to deal with.
I see someone who looks troubled about something.
A little compassion can make all the difference.
What's wrong? All right.
What the?
Hmm?
Hey.
Yeah!
Good.
All right!
Not this way, I guess. Hey, if we find anyone who needs help here...
I know. We'll make sure to ask what's wrong.
Mm-hmm. Well...
I see. Oh.
Just great.
Excuse me!
Good.
That's some cryptic text, all right.
It could mean anything. Can't we just look around the area for clues or something?
Hey! Maybe these are supposed to be different locations?
Oh, now you're into this too, huh?
think there's someone in trouble here.
Well, let's see what they have to say.
Did we really just spend that much money? Oh, yeah? How's this? Great!
Yes.
Hey.
Good.
Really?
What? Yes!
All right. Right.
Really?
What?
Huh?
All right.
Yes!
Over there!
Huh?
Yes!
All right.
Yes!
Huh.
All right.
By the by, Shionne, if you don't mind my asking, would you be willing to share what sort of clothes are currently in fashion on Rena sometime?
Sure. As long as you call me Captain.
Sir, yes, sir, Captain Shionne.
I was just joking. Kinda has a nice ring to it, though.
That Deadeye creep certainly has a few screws loose, that's for sure.
Forget that guy. Right now, we need to discuss how we're going to proceed.
What's there to discuss? Deadeye and his crew have already brought down the Lord here. Just let them finish her off.
I want to go after her.
I second that. I think it's the best thing to do right now. We don't know if the Darkwings have what it takes to beat her. I'm worried what'll happen if we leave her to her own devices.
You make a good point, Rinwell. And maybe I'm just being overconfident, but between us and them, I think we have a better chance at defeating her.
I have to agree. This realm isn't going to be truly safe as long as that lord is still running around out there. We need to act.
Fine by me. But isn't Deadeye just gonna take all the credit once we're done?
Our job is to break down the walls that oppress Dahna. What he chooses to build in their place, that's his problem. For now, we'll head to this Estaluva forest Bayfon told us about. Whatever we decide to do, though, we should take some time to rest first. We've barely stopped since Menancia. Where are you going?
Alphen.
You should get some rest. What's got you up at this hour?
Just let me be for a minute, okay? Why don't you go back to the inn?
I will when you do.
Have it your way.
Shionne. The Lord's days are numbered. I haven't forgotten our promise. You can trust me, you know. Maybe even lean on me a little. If you want.
And if I say I will you finally give it a rest?
Yeah, of course. Try to get some rest, okay?
What was all that about?
So we're just going to check things out, right? In whatever that forest is called.
Estaluva Forest. Next time, pay attention.
Sand in my eyes!
The winds are strong here. Mind yourselves.
Ugh, even the inside of my mouth is all sandy.
Hootle, don't get blown away, okay?
The winds outside the capital are blowing as strongly as ever.
You can definitely see why people call this place the Valley of the Four Winds.
Indeed. Mahag Sar is the realm of wind, just as Ganeth Heros is for water.
Earth, water, fire, wind, light, and darkness. Rena is aligned to darkness, leaving each realm one element each.
Is that because some elements are easier to gather in certain areas than others?
That is certainly possible, but I suspect the biggest reason is to prevent the lords from squabbling over resources.
Funny. You would think infighting would come naturally to an elite class vying for a crown.
True, but the Renans rule as a minority. Fighting ourselves would just be destructive. Though, as you saw in Menancia, any abstention from fighting is merely a facade.
In the end, you all get usurped whether you like it or not.
That may be true, but something tells me that this time is different.
We have to catch up to the Lord first if we want answers. Let's keep moving.
What is that ring of rocks over there for? They don't look like they formed naturally to me.
Oh yeah. Funny, I guess I've gotten used to weird rock formations. They didn't even register as being out of the ordinary.
Most likely, they were brought over by us Renans when we first invaded the planet.
Wait, those? So does that mean there's some kind of machine then? And if so, what in the world were they even used for?
To manipulate the properties of Dahna's astral energy.
Really?
Think about it. Isn't it strange that the type of energy each realm collects is so fixed? Astral energy by nature isn't meant to skew towards one element or another so heavily.
So the Renans reformed it for the crown contest.
Sounds like the crazy thing a Renan would do.
Renans these days are more advanced than Dahnans in some ways, but even they don't seem capable of doing something on that grand a scale. Or is that something that's possible on Lenegis? Or maybe the Renan homeworld?
I can't claim to know everything about my own kind, but I myself have never seen anything that would be capable of such a drastic feat.
But at some point they did just that. Those are the sort of people we're up against. We should do our best not to forget that.
You're so amazing, Kisara. You can cook, you can fix weapons. I feel like there's practically nothing you can't do.
Maybe you should take a page out of her book and learn to make yourself more useful then.
I'd be happy to teach you if you want, Rinwell. I learned most everything I know from my brother.
Really? Even how to sew and do laundry?
Yes, indeed. He knew how to do anything.
Sounds like he was a pretty handy guy when he was alive.
He was. I'd always follow him around and badger him with questions. I was a real pain in the neck. Now that I think about it, he and Legil were the ones who taught me how to raise cats, too.
Legil is that woman who was with him in the Gold Dust Cats, right? I remember now. The one with the really pretty hair.
Funny you mention that. He also taught me how to maintain my hair. Not that those lessons stopped it from getting all tangled up during training.
I think it still looks gorgeous.
From what I can tell, it would appear as though the only thing he didn't manage to teach you was how to apply makeup.
No, but that didn't stop him from trying. He really wanted to teach me everything. Only reason he couldn't was because I prioritized my training.
And here I was trying to make a joke.
I can't tell if she's being serious. The only one here who knows him well enough was her.
Yeah, I guess only Miguel could have told us if it's actually true.